Hello, everybody. It's Janice from Shabalot. How are you today? I am live on day 8, and today we are doing the Boho Funky chairs. I received these chairs from a friend of mine who does really, really well finding things on the sidewalk. So that's Donna Gianmarco. She used to be my #1 fan. I haven't seen her in a while. She's been a busy girl. But she has very generously gives me furniture that she finds. And this chair is one of 2. So I can't believe somebody threw this on the side of the road. There's nothing wrong with it. There wasn't even like a scrape in it. So I just got these. I was thrilled when I saw these. I was so happy. And I knew immediately that they needed to be funkified, boho-ized or whatever. So say hi if you're here, so I know you're here. These were not yellow. They were brown, just the wood color. And so in preparation for tonight, I painted them, the whole thing, with Queen Bee. So this is 1 coat of Queen Bee on the chair. This is a big chair. I don't know if you can tell. It's a big chair. So, I mean, it's beautiful. So the first thing that we're going to do is, well, the first thing was I cleaned it and all that stuff. And then I put 1 coat of the Queen Bee. Now, if this were going to stay Queen Bee, it would have had to have had more than 1 coat. But we're going to, as I said in the description, we're going to put many, many, many layers on here. So the first color that we're going to put on here is boho blue. So I'm going to use my paper plate palette. I'm going to put some boho blue on my palette. These are my first in, first out FIFO bottles that keep my clay-based paint nice and moist so that they don't dry up. I do have some cans that didn't make it to the FIFO bottles, and they're nice and thick, so we're going to be using those a lot too. So we'll be adding some texture. This is brush I got from the Turquoise Iris, made by Paint Pixie. I believe it's the French tip. So, okay, I always have to take a little breath before I put on the first swipe of paint. I don't know why. I don't know if you're like that. Let me know. It always takes me a moment. So you can see, so if I put my first swipe here, you'll be able to see, right? Okay. So we're just going, we're just going to be putting, okay, see, I already feel better. I just need to get that first swipe in there. So I'm just not thinking, which is my kind of work when I don't have to think. And I'm just throwing in some boho blue. Boho blue stands for Bohemian blue, so it's perfect for this boho chair that we're doing. So this Queen Bee is a beautiful yellow backdrop for all the colors that we're going to be applying. So I'm just going to be putting in, I'm going to move a little faster so that I don't have time to think. I don't want to be thinking. I just want my hands to flow. Just get the paint flowing, no thinking. It almost looks like a guitar, this shape here. As I was painting it, it has these grooves that go in like this. And it felt like I was painting a guitar there for a second. So that was kind of cool. So no thinking, just get that boho blue on here. There's going to be many, many colors, many layers. So this is just the second color. I don't want to. The boho blue is a good color for this right now because it's going to allow some depth in the design because the yellow, it's a brighter color. So choosing a darker color at this point is a good idea because it's another basis for the rest of the colors that are going to go on, and it'll give it a nice backdrop. So I'm not going to do the back tonight. I'm just going to do what we can see here. Can you see the legs? So tell me how y'all doing? Who's here? Randy's here. I don't have my glasses on, so I didn't bring them with me. So Randy's here. Chris is here. Hi, Randy. Diane Brielle. Hello. How are you? I made a few mistakes with my event planning on this one. I was putting I forgot to put the right date on it. I think twice. I actually think I might have messed it up 2 times. So, but it was always meant to be tonight because I'm not going live on the weekends this turnaround. I'm just going to be going live going live Monday through Friday. God willing, right? And I'm going to just finish up some of this Boho blue. And we'll get our next color on. It's starting to look like a zebra. How is the reception today? I'm wondering, now that I'm not in the garage anymore. I moved up to a room in the house, and I'm right next to the thingy where your Wi-Fi comes from, whether that be the modem. I'm right near there. So we shouldn't have any issues. I love doing this outlining like this. That's a real lot of fun. Okay, so there's the boho blue. I think I might need a little more, a little bit more, because I want to have. Hello? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Randy. He brought me my glasses. So now I can see you. Yay! Kathy, how are you? Just glad I made it. Oh, Brielle, I'm so glad you're here too. Now, Brielle is not Brielle. Brielle is Diane. Her last name is Brielle. And for whatever reason, Brielle is I just keep calling her Brielle because it's such a pretty name. So is Diane. Diane's pretty too. I think it's because you have it first. So, okay. Now, I wanted to do kissing booth really bad on this guy. And because I moved all my paint in my store, I didn't have any kissing booth to choose from. So that wasn't good. I do have some Carnival Red. So I'm going to hold off though. I mean, if I had kissing booth, I'd be putting the kissing booth on right now. But I don't. So I'm going to hold off. And I think what I'm going to do now is offset some of those, the dark boho blue. Anybody know what this color is? Let me see. Oh, thank you. You can call me Brielle or Diane. Okay. Oh, no. I don't know what I might have to. I don't know. So this is mint chip. So we're going to do some mint chip, kind of lighten up some of these colors. All right. So, whoop. Okay. Whoop, 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 whoop. So, whoop, some mint chip. Not going to use the same brush because it's pretty dark. So I am going to use, I'm just going to use this one. This is the Debbie's Design Diary brush. These are on my site. This one's called, I always forget the name of the brushes. I don't understand why I always forget the name of the brushes. Now, The paint is a little wet, so not the Queen Bee is not wet, but the Boho blue is a little wet. So I'm going to choose be very strategic a little bit about my placement of this Salty Kiss because I do not want it to blend with the Boho blue. So I'll probably get a different color. Now it looks kind of funky, right? Like what do you thought? Tell me what you think. You think, ugh, like this is horrible. What is she doing? It is a different style. It won't look like this when it's done. Oh, I missed a boho blue on this one. It won't look like this when it's done. We're gonna do lots of layers. Tonight we're just gonna do the layers. And Wednesday night we're gonna do some more funky stuff. So tonight we're just getting on a little bit of these base colors. All right, now I can bring some of this. What's going on? As always, so nicely. This clay-based paint just glides on so beautifully. Might do a little blending when I get it all on. Just a light blend, not a major blend. Maggie, hi Maggie, how are you? Tiger Stripes, hey Shab, yay! You can still call me Shab, even though I'm now welcome to Shabalot. That's my new name. Well, it's not really new, it's enhanced. It's a more developed name. So I still want to be called Shabs because I love that. So I need more of my, where did I put it? Oh, here it is. I need more of my mint chip. Isn't it pretty? Can you see it? Let me bring it a little closer. I still don't have my new tripod up and running yet. Oh, I didn't mean to be that close to me. Let's see. Whoop. So there we go. I mean, it looks weird now. I mean, it does. There's no getting around that. But let's just keep going. Let's have faith. And if you are to do something like this, which I hope you do, this kind of painting style is a lot like intuitive painting. So I don't know if you're familiar with intuitive painting, but the way, I mean, I've Googled it and I've read a little bit about it and stuff, but when I think about intuitive painting, I think about I'm not doing anything that I'm supposed to be doing. It's just you do what your body is telling you to do. You do what your hand is telling you to do. You do what the paint is telling you to do. You just kind of move without any thoughts in your mind as far as what I should be doing or how it should be done. Because there is, obviously, look at me, I'm just putting a bunch of weird colors on the chair. There are no rules. I'm just doing what intuitively. I'm painting intuitively. This was like that day that I did finger painting in my last live because I needed to paint outside of the rules. I needed no rules. And sometimes that creative process gets stifled when you have rules. So you can only take so much of that. Okay, so we've got our mint chip. We've got our boho blue. What color next, guys? What do you think? So we've got the darker boho to give us some depth in the chair and the colors. We've got the queen bee for the brightness and the sunshiny happy effect. And we've got the mint chip to really liven it up, really gives it some life. Now, I think what I want to do is just keep alternating between the darker tones and the lighter tones. So let's do, let's see. Oh, we need, ooh, I know. Oh, and now I'm confused. Can you guys help me? Okay, Chris. Chris is saying something. Janice, can I pick up my order on Friday? Yes. Sure, that's fine, of course. The blue looks black. It does look black. This is the Bohemian blue. It's a teal. It's like a dark teal, and it goes on. It dries lighter. So as it dries, you'll notice that it will look less black. It'll look more like a teal. So I have blue iris. I'm hitting it. I think that means I want to use this one, but you tell me. And sea glass. Is this sea glass? Yes. I still don't have my stickers to get my stickers. So, blue iris, sea glass. Do you guys have a preference? How about we do, I think the blue iris, okay? Do a little bit of blue iris. This is really thick. So, I have my, look, can you see? It's really thick because I hadn't used it in a few days, and I do not cover my, hold on, I gotta get something. I don't cover my cans really well, so look at this, what happens to the clay. So as the air gets into the clay, it dries up like clay. So look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. So you might think, well, looking at that, like, ew, how can I paint with that? You can very easily paint with that, and there's two ways to do it. One is to spray it, just put a little bit of water in your continuous sprayness bottle. Stir it up. It's already, so the water reactivates the clay. And then it gets wet again, and then it's just like paint again. It's still a little thick, but it's not like it was, but the other thing you can do is, what is the wonderful thing about this clay is the texture that this is going to give you because of its thickness. So this is what we're going to do. Whoop, whoop. We are going to take some of that on my spatula, and I'm just going to put it on the chair. And wherever that clay is thick, we will have texture, which is beautiful. So I'm just going to gently put it on. I don't want to go nuts because I want the chair, it is definitely going to have some, form to it. It's total mess. So, okay, see what I'm doing? I'm thinking again. Okay. No thinking, Janice. I'm supposed to be painting intuitively, so I'm sorry. I didn't mean to think. There's no more thinking. So I'm just gonna play. I like the way it's going on the lines, like on the edges like that. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Really like this the way what happened right there is really cool. So I'm gonna try. I think that's what the intuition is taking over, and it's telling me to do this blue iris around the edges like that with the spatula. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's almost like a highlight. It's really high. Oh gosh, can you even see up there? Oh guys. All right, and then after I do the blue iris, I am going to do a little bit of blending. Just to soften it up a little bit. So let me know. Do you, Mandy, hey, Peter. Oh, Peter. Peter must be here, my brother in Korea. Do you ever mix two deer before? Oh, yeah. Oh, Brielle. I mean, Diane. Yes. And, I'm really glad you asked that question because I really want to devote one evening to mixing colors before they go on a piece, just like you said. That is something that I was always afraid of, was mixing colors. I was always afraid. I didn't DIY colors. They're also beautiful that you can go a lifetime using the colors that are available already. But I think what happens is as you start growing with your art and start using it more and more, there are times, well, I know for me, where I wanted to just mix colors and I didn't even know where it came from. I was like, I don't want to mix colors. I don't need to mix colors because these colors are great. And then all of a sudden I was mixing colors. And it's amazing. It's fun. And you can make there are colors that have never existed before. So yes, I do. I just basically started mixing colors and I want to devote an evening just to mixing colors. So that will have to be maybe one night this week. We can do that. Denise from Up Chic Glitz and Glam will not. We were working on the sea creature furniture. Well, I shouldn't call it sea creature furniture. We're working on the coastal chic furniture. And we are not going to be getting together this week. So I have this week to work on different projects, and then next week we can get back to the coastal pieces that we were working on. So this week maybe we'll do some color mixing on Wednesday or Thursday. Okay, so after the blue iris, I'm going to do some light blending just to smooth everything out. use a very, very light touch. Just a little bit of water. Maybe what we can do is we can work on color mixing and applying it with a spatula. That would be fun. All right, I'm just continuing with adding this blue iris. Okay, but it's time to do some blending. All right, so I have my blending brush, the DIY blending brush made by Paint Pixie in Italy. I loved that live. Love Denise too. Oh, thank you. That would be so helpful. Oh, yes, please. Good, Brielle. I mean, Diane. Oh, gosh. Okay, let's do it. So now we're going to do the blending. So I'm going to bring you a little closer so you can see. Now, what I'm trying to do is not really blend. What I'm trying to do, let's try it on the seat first. What I want to do is just kind of smooth out the harsh lines here, okay? So I'm going to take my continuous mist spray bottle, and I'm going to, let's see, I'll work this way. Is that as crooked as it looks to me? Okay. All right, I'm just going to do a light mist, very light, until I gauge how it's coming out. So barely touching, barely holding on to this thing, barely touching. I need my glasses for this. Barely touching the paint. Okay, so definitely need more water. That was not enough, but I don't want to do too much. So I'm already really liking the way this is coming out. I'm just gonna smooth these edges a little bit. Maybe blend them a little bit into each other. Nothing too major. Can you see that? Whoops. You see the way I put a little blending there? Now I'm going to, now that I've started, now that I've started the blend, I'm just gonna go for it. Because I love now the trick, another trick with blending is when you're using a blending brush, a trick to not get it to be muddy is to always wipe it off. Like wipe it off a lot. Wipe the paint off a lot so that the boho blue from over there is not going to combine over here. There's going to be more colors added, guys. So far we've got 3 colors on top, right? 3, yeah. We've got 3 colors on top of the queen bee, the beautiful queen bee. Now we're doing a light blend. Cleaning off your brush. See if I can bring you a little lower so you can see this. How is the light, guys? How is the lighting? Let's bring this you really close to this so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay. So I'm just kind of going, I'm working, the stripes are this way, but I'm blending them into each other, so I'm kind of going this way. and then smoothing it over with a very, very, very light touch. So bringing that mint chip up into the boho blue and smoothing it over. Oh man, we need a red. We need a red. Okay, we've got our beautiful blues. It's time to get the red out, guys. So as soon as I'm done with this blending here, we got to get some red in here. So probably I have Carnival Red, which is, I think there's Carnival Red and there's Marquee. And I feel like the Carnival Red is a truer red. I think the Marquee has a little bit of an orange in it. And so I'm not blending for it to be a total blend. I'm just blending so that these lines are not so harsh. So I think what I would like to do is just continue on the seat for a little bit, continue with this blend, and add some red and see how that goes. I'm feeling a little confined right here in this little corner, so I want to get out of here. It's not making me happy. I'm going to go to a... All right, so I'm just going to smooth it over. Now I'm going to go on the other side, spray that. And yeah, that looks really cool, guys. I like it. And everyone, if you were to do this at home, obviously it's going to be completely different. I mean, you don't even have to do the blend if you don't want to. But I really am adverse to, I like soft lines. So, and it's always good to get your blend on. It's always good to keep working on your blending. Almost looks like feathers. It's a feather light touch. So I'm just working as I see, as I just see what needs to be done. No rules. Just needs to be done up here. So not exactly sure how I'm going to work around these spindles. It's going to take a little bit more time. But I want to make sure, you gotta forget to clean off your brush. All right. Okay. I'm going to save that for the red. All right. Okay. That was fun. So, great lighting. Oh, good. Ooh, I like that, Denise. Okay, but we need some red, don't we? This is Carnival Red. Whoop, whoop. Whoop. Okay, guys. I'm going to use, and now I'm going to put on the Carnival Red with this spatula. So I'm just putting a little bit, no, that's a lot of it. Just putting a little bit on my spatula, and just, oh yeah. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Now, remembering to it's like frosting a cake a little bit. And wipe it off so it doesn't get muddy. I have my paper towels too. So I'm going to wet my paper towels, and I'll use that to wipe off my spatula. Try not to get these colors muddied. And I'm just going to work my way around the chair, adding some of this Carnival Red, which is a beautiful, vibrant red. It's fun to go around the edges. I like doing that. So can you guys see okay? I can put the camera up a little bit. Yeah, that might be better. All right. Okay. So put a little bit of paint on the spatula. Now this was a little wet, so let me put some over here. Because I don't want it to blend in so much that it turns purple. Like that. So I'm going to wait for that to dry a little bit. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to do some blending up here. I'm going to I have a little footstool I'm going to stand on. To get up there. Okay. There we go. All right, can you see? No, it definitely needs more water because this has been drying for a little bit. Let me get the water. Woo! All right, so I'm just going to go across, and then I'm going to go down, and then just smooth it out. Down, and smooth it out. And I don't want to cover the whole space because we need room for the red. Whatever else color we're going to put on. Not forgetting to wipe off your brush. So I'm just blurring the lines here. I don't think we put any mint chip on this layer, this guy right here, so we'll have to add some. So this is going to take, Once I get this layer on all over the chair, I think it's only going to be two sessions. I'll get this on all over the chair, and then the next session we're going to add more decorative touches, meaning possibly some stenciling, some stamping. I'm not sure yet what we're going to put on. But that really dried. Yeah, this is blending too much. I need to wipe this off. Yeah, that's really dried. Wow, dried fast. I'm kind of looking forward to this warm weather being gone. My paint won't dry so fast. Let's see if we can put on some more red down here at the bottom. This is where we want it to dry. So we can put some of the red on with our spatula. I like the spatula because the intent is to just glide over the colors that are there. We're just adding this layer of red. In totally random fashion. If you feel like, don't forget to wipe it off if you feel like it's going to start mixing. Get a little bit of that red. I do have my heat gun. I probably should have hit it with a heat gun. It's going on okay. I'm just being very, very gentle. I'm keeping a nice big thick pile of this paint. So a nice dollop goes on the spatula. So as it dries, might get some texture. Maybe a little bit faster. Thinking too much. Just stop thinking. There. Okay. I like going around the edges. That's just really like that look. Going around the edges. So tell me if this is something that, I know it's hard to tell now because you don't know what it's going to look like when it's done, but does it look like something that you would enjoy doing? Applying the paint on like this? I really want to do I have two of them, so I'm going to do the other one as well. I'll do that next time we do this work on these chairs. I'll have both of them. And I'm definitely going to put some words up here. So I know what words I want. And I'm going to use the new IOD stamps. Remember, with the letters, and come up with this little saying that I'm going to put on these chairs. But there's so much more to be done before we get there. I'm kind of happy with the red. I know I was a little disappointed in myself for not having a kissing booth, but I think with the blue iris, these are more primary colors, and I feel like they are, I feel like they're working well together. So you wipe this off so it doesn't turn purple. All right. Now, I definitely need, oh, I'm going to stop with the red now because it seems to be getting a little muddy. I definitely need another color. So, as I'm looking at the chair and the camera, and it's pretty, lots of colors. I feel like I know what color I want to do next. I do want to do one more color. I want to, I don't know. I don't know. Should I do that? Let's just do that. Okay. Okay. Really like the way that's looking up there. So I could do some more blending up here. Haven't even started on the legs yet. I feel like we need a lighter, a brighter, another bright color. So I have, you know what we need? I'll tell you what we need. This is what we need. Okay, I think that we need some old 57. So I'm going to put some old 57 on with, let's see, what apparatus am I going to use? The old 57. I think I'm going to clean off this spatula. I'm going to clean this off, and I'm going to use this, and I'm going to add old 57 just the way I added the carnival red. And again, this paint, this is just the bottom of the can, so it's going to be a little thick, which is what I want. I want texture. So let me bring you closer so you can see. You can see me add some 57. Okay. All right. Again, I'm just going to, let's see, I've got it on both sides. I'm just going to gently lay this on top like that. So it's like frosting a cake, guys. Yeah, old 57. I'm just going to put it next to the carnival red, brighten it up. I'm going to put a little bit of water in this. This is the bottom of the can. Never throw your cans away. When you get to the bottom, just dig it out with a spatula or a stick and some water, and you've got nice gooey texture, and you can definitely keep going. Look at that. Keep going, building up layers with that paint. There's a big chunk of clay right there. I think that's a little bit too much texture, but this looks really cool. I'm just working on the side. These colors are so bright. I love it. Kind of like working with a palette knife. I'm going to wipe this off so it doesn't get muddy. Now, it does look a little funky, guys. I get that. This is just the first step, and it's going to be a little different, but when it's done, it's going to look pretty cool. Mind you, it's not going to be everybody's taste, but that's okay. Now let me see if I can bring you a little bit up top so that you can see how that's looking. The boho blue still looks a little dark, but it will lighten up as it dries. Okay, so I think I'm going to blend the, sorry. Let me see what's going on. Bria, I have loved watching this come to, oh, you're so sweet. Diane, thank you so much. What I want to do is blend a little of this portion here. So I tried before, but it was very dry. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wet my paper towel a lot, and I'm going to clean off my blending brush so that I don't get it muddy. And I'm going to really focus about figuring out this blend, because it's a little difficult, because let's just work on this side right here. I'm going to work on one rung at a time. I'm going to take my time. All right, tomorrow I'm spending the day fixing my new tripod. I still don't have all the pieces, but maybe I can jury rig it. Okay, because this is driving me crazy, as I'm sure it's driving you crazy, so I really apologize. Right, stay there. Stay there, camera. Stay there. Okay, I'm going to try this blend here. So I'm going to focus. All right, so this is pretty clean. My brush is pretty clean. The red, this is a little wet. I'm going to start up here. So I'm going to stand on my little stepping stool. These colors are so cool, you guys. And my goal is to not blend. My goal is to soften these lines. So I don't know if that's the same thing as blending, but it's not a full out blend. So I'm just gonna bring some of that. Wipe this off as much as I can. Why, that really dried. That really dried quickly. That was a brand, oh, look at that. That looks pretty. You just kind of smooth that out a little bit, little at a time. Whoa. If you got too much of one color, just wipe off your brush, smooth it down, add a little bit of water to my brush, and just work on it. There we go. Almost looks like feathers. Ooh. I'm trying to think how I want to do this. We are getting some little bit of purples. That looks really cool, you guys. So I'm just gonna, so you can see the difference, I hope, between you can see the difference between where it's blended, it's very blurred, the lines, compared to down here where I've not blended it yet. So those are really like harsh. So all I'm doing is I keep wiping this thing off. I have a canvas tablecloth that I keep wiping it off. Taking it on the side, and I'm just pulling a little bit right into that harsh line that I'm seeing, and just bringing it up. Bring around the sides. And this is where you can decide if you need more. You know, we definitely need more paint. There's not enough paint on this guy, but this is where you can decide what your next step is going to be. So we're just gonna blur this carnival red a little bit. Okay. No, I don't. The key, really the key is how lightly you touch the paint. If you press into the paint, it's gonna all smudge. So I'm cleaning my brush, wiping my brush off, and I'm going very very lightly, just basically bringing the colors up a little bit. So now we've got to turn this spot right here. Can you see this spot right here? Let me turn it some more. Okay, we're going to work right in this spot right here. So I'll just wet it. I don't even think I have any paint over there. Do I? I don't even know. I'm not even going to look. I'm just going to blur out this line. So I don't even have any paint on that other side. I'm just going to blur out this line. It is making some nice purples and some nice pinks as it goes together. All right, let's work on this because all right, I'm going to wet my brush and I'm going to wipe it off because I want all those colors gone. Because I want this nice and clean. For when I go in there. Okay, so I'm going to work on this one right here. So I'm going to wet that. It's very dry, so it's needing a little bit more water than I thought it was going to need. So I just want to blur this line right here. So I'm going to do that by using the edge of my brush, trying to pull some of that mint chip. Whoop! Use my left hand. Now we have a nice space right here for another color. So I'm just going to clean this off. If I can get this to, there we go. Blur that out a little bit. It's got a little muddy, but that's okay because, whoop, I like that spot right there. Because we're going to add another color. Now we're going to work on this guy. Probably should be using a smaller, let me get a smaller brush. Another blending brush that DIY has, I have on my site. It's just a smaller one, it's the sampler size. It's meant to fit in the, sampler size paint cans. So I'm just blurring the edges. I feel like I didn't put any boho blue on this guy, on this spindle. And I didn't put any mint chip on this one. So we might have to add those. Or we could just leave it like that. I don't know. We'll have to see how we feel. So each spindle is going to look completely different than the other one. And that's what, I believe that's kind of like what boho is all about. Funky boho. It's a lot of color. So now I'm seeing so much that I want to continue to do on this. And I'm going to check the time. Oh my goodness, it's 8:14. Hi, Vintage Sin. I'm going a little late because I'm kind of into what I'm doing here, making this boho crazy chair, and I'm totally absorbed into it. So I might keep going. I don't know, but I'm using a lot of different colors, and it needs so much more. So I'm going to be working on this to get the whole chair covered with these colors so that I like it. And then our next step is going to be kind of covering it up a little bit, but not totally. So we're going to cover it up a little bit. We're going to put some cool words on there and protect it with probably Big Top because I'm loving the shine. So anyway, it's the Boho Vintage Funky Chair Day. I hope you liked it, and thank you for being here. And I might pop on tomorrow during the day. That's what I do when I don't finish something, and I work on it during the day tomorrow. I'll just go live sporadically during the day while I'm doing it. So if you guys are interested, if you hit that, I think there's some button you can hit to get notified when I do go live. So if you happen to be, not doing anything and you get notification that I'll be live, and I'll get this chair done with this first crazy coat. So thank you again for joining. I appreciate it. And as always, comment, share. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. If you're on Facebook, hit the, follow button, like button. And all of these products can be found on Shabalot.com. That's me. All right, guys, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow I'm live on the DIY Facebook page, the DIY paint page, so not on my own page. So at 7 p.m. tomorrow night, the DIY page, I'll create an event and put a link to that page, but that's where I'll be, and I will be doing a different project. So thanks so much, you guys, for joining me. Have a good night. I will see you soon. Bye.